So the Indianapolis Colts face a division rival, the Tennessee Titans, on Sunday. And today I want to talk about some things the Colts must do in this game if they want to get back to 500 against a very beatable Tennessee Titans team. So let's get into it. All right, we are back. What is going on, Colts Nation? Welcome back to another episode of Bring the Juice. Your host, as always, Cody Felger. Guys, like I mentioned, big game for the Indianapolis Colts. Colts currently sit at 2-3 off an extremely disappointing loss down in Jacksonville, but the Colts have a chance here to make things right for them and get back to 500 against a division rival and a team in the Tennessee Titans that definitely is very beatable, like I mentioned earlier. And the Colts have a great opportunity here, even though they are extremely banged up. They have an opportunity here to come out with a victory against the Titans and get right back into that playoff contention. So I want to talk about some things the Colts must do today to kind of make sure that they are able to come out with a win. So we're going to talk about that here in just a minute. Before we do that, I just want to remind you guys, this episode is presented by Prize Picks. Be sure to hop over to prizepicks.com today. And when you do that, be sure to download the Prize Picks app today. Use the code JUICE to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, download the app today. Use the code JUICE to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. All right, guys, so we're going to hop right into this, talk about what the Colts must do against the Titans to come out victorious. So for me, I got to start and end with really the thing that's been the Achilles heel of this team all year. It's been that pass defense. And, it's kind of one of those situations where it's like both of these units, the Titans pass game, the Colts pass defense, have not been good at all. Both bottom of the league. Tennessee comes into this game, when you look at it, they come into this game not being able to pass the ball at all. They're 29th in passing yards, 28th in passing touchdowns. They've thrown the most interceptions, tied for the most interceptions in the league. They're ranked 32 right now in that department. Yards per attempt 30th. So Tennessee, very much a team that has not been able to do a whole lot getting it going. And it's kind of surprising considering the fact that Tennessee does have some weapons. They still have DeAndre Hopkins. They added Calvin Ridley. They have Tyler Boyd, but they just have not been able to get it going. And I think it's really been because of their quarterback, Will Levis. He has not been good this year for the Tennessee Titans. He's had a lot of untimely turnovers in this year, although he has thrown 68 completion percentage. It's just been the touchdowns and interceptions. He's thrown 2 more interceptions than touchdowns. His quarterback rating is 72.8. Just has not been a good year for Will Levis in the slightest. And, that's something the Colts are going to have to definitely take advantage of in this game, is making Will Levis do what he's done all year. Be reckless with the football, turn it over in untimely ways, and just don't allow him to get things going. And I think it starts there with something, frankly, the Colts were terrible at and were just, frankly, pathetic a week ago at getting after the quarterback. They got to get after the quarterback. They got to make Will Levis's life uncomfortable. It looks like they may be getting Kwity Paye back in this game, which would definitely be a big boost for their defensive line, but they still have to make life very difficult on Will Levis all day long, force him into some errant throws, force him into some bad decisions, which we know he's very much prone to. So I think that this has got to continue to take advantage of this very poor Titans pass offense so far throughout the season. And that's going to require Gus Bradley to do something I think is very foreign to him, actually send some blitz, which I know it's Gus Bradley. Who knows? Hopefully he's fired soon. But regardless, Colts got to do something to make Will Levis's life uncomfortable here and force him into some turnovers. So I think it really starts with that passing game, doing what they really haven't done all year and containing that in some capacity. and just allowing the Titans to continue to be bad in that department. Another thing the Indianapolis Colts definitely have to do, just their defense in general has been abhorrent this year. I mean, just terrible against both the run and the pass for the majority of the time. The Titans actually have been able to run the ball decently effectively this year. You know, they come into the year right now kind of smack dab in the middle when it comes to rushing yards, although their yards per attempt is still, you know, right around the middle as well. They have had 4 rushing touchdowns this year, and they got to do their best against Tony Pollard, Tajay Spears. You know, both these running backs are very good. Tony Pollard's been really, really good this year for the Tennessee Titans. And, you know, the Colts have not been able to stop the run really in any capacity. So they got to do something in this game to slow down Tony Pollard, to slow down this Titan run game. Because if they don't, man, it might become ugly if the Titans are able to do whatever they want to do. And we've already seen how bad the Colts have been this year at stopping the run. We saw it again in Jacksonville. Colts have just been poor when it comes to running the football. And something that is very disturbing is the fact that Tony Pollard has definitely been one of the better, if not the best, running backs in yards after contact per carry. And Indy right now comes in 29th in that department. So a little bit of a concern there, but Indy, they got to do something, man. Their linebackers, I'll just say it, especially EJ Speed, he has been terrible this year. I know he leads the league in tackles, which is crazy to say, but he had 6 missed tackles alone last week. Like, he's got to figure something out, man, because you frankly can't have a kid out there doing that. Like, I don't care if you lead the league in tackles. If you're missing 1/3 of your tackles, it doesn't matter, right? So when it comes to the running the football and stopping the run, I should say, the Indianapolis Colts got to figure it out, because this cannot be a trend that continues. And if it is, you might be looking for some more front 7 help this coming off season. And EJ Speed looking for that contract extension, it may not happen. So we'll see on that. We'll definitely cannot afford to let Tony Pollard, Tajay Spears in this run game going. And also containing Will Levis, because he can run as well. So those are kind of the things for the Colts defense. Now, when it comes to the Colts offense, when you look at this Tennessee defense in general, they come in as a really good unit, which, well, by the way, when you actually add free agents, it kind of helps. So thanks, Chris Ballard. But that's neither here or there. When you come and talk about this Titan defense, I mean, they come in very, very good. They're the number 1 defense in terms of yards allowed. They're the number 1, especially in terms of passing. And we already know what the Titans did when it came to the offseason and the players that they added. And so this is a very dangerous Titans team when it comes to passing the football. So, well, guys, with football season finally getting back into the swing of things, first off, we rejoice. But also, guys, when it comes to Prize Picks, this is going to be a great way for you guys, especially, to check out some of the stuff that Prize Picks has. You can now win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. You heard me right. Only 4 correct picks. You can win 100 times your money, guys, on Prize Picks. Be sure to sign up today and get $50 off instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. So when looking at Prize Picks this week, I had a couple options I could have done for kind of my pick for the Indianapolis Colts. And, you know, I was like, what do I want to pick? Do I want to pick a running back because the Titans don't have the greatest run defense? Do I want to, pick potentially a wide receiver because Michael Pittman's going to be out? And if so, which wide receiver? So I think for me, when I look at it, even though Tennessee has one of the best pass defenses in the league, I kind of look at this and I say, hey, when I dive a little bit deeper into this Titan defense, there's definitely some opportunities for the Indianapolis Colts to be able to pass the football, specifically when it comes to the touchdown game. And the Tennessee Titans have allowed 4 touchdowns this year. So there's a little bit of wiggle room. It's not the greatest. The Titans haven't done a great job at getting picks this year and creating turnovers. So I was kind of like, okay, I'm going to pick one of these wide receivers. It might be against my better judgment here, but without Michael Pittman in this game, I told you my pick last week, and ironically enough, it was literally everybody else but Josh Downs. So when it comes to this game, kind of what I'm thinking, is I'm going to actually go back to Alec Pierce because he had a great performance against the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's that guy that's that deep threat. And we know, regardless of who is throwing the football, the Colts are going to look to him. And, he single-handedly kept you in that game a week ago. So it's hard for me to go against Alec Pierce and what he has done this year for the Indianapolis Colts. So when I'm looking at the over-unders for the touchdowns, receiving touchdowns, I got to hammer the over for Alec Pierce right now, still set at half. So really, do you think he's going to catch one or not? I think Alec Pierce will. So I'm going to go with Alec Pierce. That's going to be my lock of the week. Alec Pierce is going to score a receiving touchdown against the Titans defense that, yes, really good against the pass, but we know what Alec Pierce is able to do if the Colts get him the ball. And I'm hoping that last week was a wake-up call for Shane Steichen in the fact that they're going to try to get Alec Pierce very much more involved. And obviously with Pittman out for a couple weeks, they're probably going to have no choice. So I'm going to go with Alec Pierce here. He's going to catch a touchdown. That is my lock of the week on Prize Picks. And so you can do all that on Prize Picks today. So those are just a couple examples of what you can do on Prize Picks today. So if you're looking specifically for the Colts stuff, that's definitely something you guys should check out. But if you're looking for, like me, more NFL stuff, there's all sorts of stats and stuff that you can check out and make your picks. And there's definitely guys that are very consistent, like Jonathan Taylor against the Houston Texans, that you really feel like you can probably feel pretty good about overall, right? And there's some other ones where you're like, I don't know if I would take the over on that. I don't know if I would pick them to hit that margin, right? So guys, be sure to go check out all that stuff on Prize Picks. It's only a couple examples. There's all the different odds that you could hope for when it comes to that for Prize Picks. So I encourage you guys go check that out, but definitely excited for this season. And hopefully you guys will be following along with us and everything with Prize Picks and what they do. So be sure to download the app today. Use the code JUICE to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, download the Prize Picks app today. Use the code JUICE to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Like I said, guys, it's a great way to continue to stay in with week-to-week life of the NFL, specifically with your favorite team, the Indianapolis Colts. So be sure to do that. Be sure to check out Prize Picks. And remember, Prize Picks, run your game. I think the way the Colts are going to move the ball on the Tennessee Titans has to be running the football. We'll see on Jonathan Taylor in this game, but Tennessee a little bit more susceptible to the run right now. They come in right now 15th in terms of rushing yards allowed. Teams haven't really ran it a lot on them. They come in 23rd in attempts against right now. So, the Colts got to definitely do some stuff running the football. They had some decent success, not a ton last week against the Jacksonville Jaguars, but if there's a way the Colts are going to win this game and control the clock, they got to run the football down Tennessee's throat and not really expose because they're not even that bad, but take advantage of the weaker part of their defense, and that is the run defense, and really just allow whoever it is, Joe Flacco, Anthony Richardson, to not have to go out there and sling the rock 30 times. Really just keep it balanced on offense. I think if the Colts can do that, that'll definitely help them do things like sustain drives, which they really haven't been able to do this year. And when they do need to pass the football, they don't have to play hero ball out there. So that's kind of my thoughts there when it comes to this Colts defense. I think in general, guys, the biggest thing with what the Colts need to do is I think they just need to dominate the trenches. They did not do that a week ago against Jacksonville. Tennessee definitely has some players who can give you some fits in the trenches on the offensive and defensive side. So I think it starts and ends with the trenches. For me, it always will. But Colts got to get it back. They got to figure it out because, frankly, that was an embarrassing performance. I am interested to see, going back real quick to the secondary, I'm interested to see Samuel Womack in more of a starting role, with Dallas Flowers being cut. Samuel Womack's going to get a great opportunity here. He's been a really good corner so far when he's gotten opportunities. Now he's got a full opportunity here to be the outside corner number 2 moving forward. So I'm interested to see him and Jalen Jones on the outside. And again, we'll see on Kenny Moore as well. That would obviously be a huge boost in the slot, and you feel a lot better about your secondary moving forward. But we'll see on that, guys. But those are some of my things I think the Indianapolis Colts need to do in this game. Like I mentioned, Tennessee, not a great football team, but they definitely do some things very well. They definitely have some talent on their team, so the Colts definitely can't afford to overlook them. And if the Colts want any chance at potentially making a playoff push, it starts with these divisional AFC South type of games. If the Colts can take advantage of that, that definitely will be a great help. But we'll see on that, guys. Let me know your thoughts overall here for the Indianapolis Colts. What do you think they need to do in this game to beat the Tennessee Titans? But that'll do it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. And as always, guys, go Colts. All right, guys. So talking about the prize picks pick we have this week. So when I was kind of looking at the Tennessee Titans overall, right, I talked about it already kind of in this keys to victory here. But the Tennessee Titans in this year, guys, the Tennessee Titans, they have not been the greatest, right, when it comes to their